Hello, in this video I will demonstrate you the usage of the IED module introduced in the 0.4 release of CSE. We can find the module under modules and then create IED. What this module does is basically spawn one IED on the position of this module. So if I use default settings, I'll place an ID here and that's it. So there are a few settings for it. We can select the type, and that's basically what it will look like. Normal is just an ID dug into the dirt. Urban has some trash laying around it. We can either select small or large, and this is the explosion. We can select whatever knot it's buried or almost buried. This is my favorite setting, almost buried. You can just about see it, just the top of it, but it's a bit hard to spot. There are 3 different types of activation, well 2 really, and one is just never activate at all. We have the pressure plate and the radio. The radio triggered is something for the future. For now, if you want the ID to be able to activate, you want to select pressure plate. This is the activation type. This will activate for players, well, basically just about everything. This is only for vehicles, ground vehicles, aerial vehicles, or only for men. So let's go ahead and put this on men. And the site, basically it will determine the site. Well, it will check the person who stands on the pressure plate, for example, for this, and if that unit is of any of those sites, it will activate, and otherwise it will not. So I'll just put that on any size for now. Here we go, and we have activated this for men only. So I'm gonna have to save this and hit preview. Okay, we can see the ID just ahead there, and let's not get too close. We put the activation type for men. So if I drive over it with my car, it should not get activated. And there you go. It's totally fine, no activation. So we get out of the car. And if we now step on the IED,
spotted a charge,
it will explode. And there you go. There could be a small random delay between actually stepping on the IED and it blowing it up. So it might not always be instant. So we're back in the editor. So we got this default one. If we put this on none, and just copy this a few times, and then we have a trigger on the end. What I'm now going to do is synchronize each module to each other. And what we've just done is created a chain IED. None of these, there we go, actually put this on none. You both do the exact same thing now at the moment, but might as well put the activation on none as well. Basically what this does is if the trigger, and this is the trigger, gets activated, all the others will explode as well. So it's still activated on men. So we just, and for the sake of this test, we'll just disable damage for our player. And we drive over, and you can see the IEDs laying on the ground here in the middle of the road. we're absolutely fine right now. Somewhere around here is the trigger. And since it's almost buried, it's a bit hard to spot. But let's just run away. This might be it. There you go. And that was the chain IED explosion. You can see all 4 of them exploded. If we go back to the editor, you see 4 of them. And that was the demonstration for the new IED module. In the future this will be expanded with a few other features and modules.